Hello everyone, dear viewers. I'm Ayhan. Today I have a door with photocell from Cuppon brand. It is a door with a TFT screen. Let's quickly start our review. Yes, we can control all the features of this door with this very touch screen. Now let's see how to do it together. I'm going to quickly go to the settings tab for the setup. I'll talk about the other menus in a moment. Our password here is 1903. After logging in, I press the setup button here. It asks us to close the door. Our door is already closed. I said next, and then I click on the setup button here. When I say start, the door starts to make its own settings. After touching the limit points on the edges, the door determines its own area, and in this way, our installation will end soon. Yes, our installation is now complete. Now I can exit from here with the back button. Also, if you want to delete this installation, I can press the delete button here, or if there are settings that I want to return to factory settings without deleting the installation, I can do that by pressing the button here. Now let's go back to our main menu, and let's start checking our door. Now the bidirectional entry and exit here is automatically activated, so the radar on the front side and the radar on the back side work after this installation. So what do the other buttons do? For example, when we press this button here, only the entry is activated, so the radar outside only works. The radar inside does not work when you want to go out from inside. But what about this button? Actually, it's the other way around. It allows you to exit from the inside to the outside. The outside radar circuit is getting light. It doesn't allow coming in from the outside. We have a winter mode button here. When we press this winter mode button, the door opens a little less when opening, so that less wind enters inside. In this way, we can prevent the inside from getting cold indoors. For example, let's open our door like this. As you can see, the door opens a little less than normal. By the way, these buttons below are always open and always closed modes. So when we press this, the door stays open. And when we press this, the radars turn off, and the radars turn off permanently. We also have a night button here. This is not working now, of course, but it allows the door to be opened much less by means of an electronic night lock. It opens the door much less at night for security reasons, especially for homemakers. It can be used to take and give things from there. This is also one of the features designed for security. Let's go to our second page. Here we have a password screen. By pressing this, we can open this device with a password. So we can put a password here. Here we can change the language settings. The sign here is there to prevent the motor from turning on by applying a force opposite to the force we apply. We can also turn this on and off from here. We have an electronic lock button here. You can turn it on and off from here. For detailed information about the electronic lock, you can check our accessory video. Here we have a wind lock. If we press this, our door compresses a little bit more and prevents the wind from entering through it. This way, we have a tighter door. And finally, we have an RF control module here. What do we use it for? Let's say you are going to close your business at night or take a lunch break. Here, it actually allows you to disable this screen and these radars so that you can turn it on and off with that remote control. On the next page, you have opening speed, closing speed, and opening-closing time. Here you can set the opening speed in percentages. On the second side, you can adjust the shutdown speed, again in percentages. And finally, here you can set the open time in seconds. Up to 100 seconds. You can increase or decrease. Now let's go to the settings. To enter the settings menu, as we just said, our password is 1903. You can change our password here. We said that we are making installation settings here. It is useful to remind this again. For example, when we want the settings we just changed to return to factory settings, we press this button. Then all our settings are reset to factory settings. And our door is back to the way it was after it was first installed. On our next screen, we can determine how many centimeters the gap will be in winter mode. In the same way, we can determine how many centimeters the distance will be in night mode. Here we have a wireless screen sign. When we press this wireless display marker, if there is no pairing with the TFT i25 device, it is there to ensure this pairing. But when you buy this product, these devices already come paired. Therefore, you do not have to deal with this. Now we have a maintenance screen here that will be used mostly by the services. But of course, you can also make your checks from here. What does it do? For example, we have the functions of turn the engine to the right, turn the engine to the left, and stop the engine. If you have an electronic lock, you can check whether it is working or not. Likewise, if you have a night lock, you can check whether it works or not. We have a control in a battery module here. You can find detailed information about the battery module in our accessory video. You can also control it from here. We have a dry contact control here. You can also control it from here. Finally, we have an ID button here. For example, let's try to give our ID again 1903. After doing this, I press the button here and hold down the set button on the device, and the pairing is completed quickly. And we have the last screen in the settings menu here, where the most important settings of the device are located. Now, our first button is the button that activates the safety photocell. If you have a safety photocell, you activate it here. Of course, if you have an external safety photocell, you also need to activate this second button. Here we have a +5 button. For example, you are in a very crowded place. The door keeps opening and closing. If you turn this on after the 5th time, it extends the open time for another 5 seconds on the 6th time. In this way, it does not spend extra energy for fast entry and exit. Another menu is the jam warning. Here we can set how many times it keeps the door open when there is a jam. For example, let's say we chose 3 and said save. When something gets stuck between the door 3 times, for example, your arm is stuck or you yourself are stuck. When something gets stuck 3 times, the door opens itself after the 3rd time, and to return it to its normal position, you have to cut the power once. We have one more menu. This is a blue button, as you can see. When we press it, sub-warnings come up. This is a screen that is necessary to adjust the settings of the battery module when it is connected. You can watch the necessary information about the battery module in our accessories video. Continue in case of power failure here. Open the door in case of power failure or close the door in case of power failure. This is where you select the option you want the battery module to do. When the power goes out, the battery module is activated in that way. We have a dry contact menu here. There are also different menus in this menu. From here, you select what the dry contact should do in a similar way. The last button here is the automatic positioning button. For example, when the power goes off, the door positions itself so that it can continue from where it left off. When you turn this on and off, you turn this automatic positioning on and off. Yes, as you can see, our door has many features, and we can control all its features one by one from this screen. We can make all the fine precision settings on this screen. Of course, there are also beautiful accessories used with this product. As I said, you can get information about those accessories from our accessories video. See you in another video. Take care of yourselves very well. Goodbye.